Greetings. All right, thank you for joining us. Fritzy's here. Priscilla is somewhere in the background. What? So, all right. Okay, this is UFO disclosure. The red pill. We're going to continue with the UFO disclosure. Energies, NASA is set to explore a massive asteroid named Psyche, something like that. It's actually a Greek god, which is kind of strange. So, similar to that movie, the End of the World movie that was on Netflix with what's his name? I can't remember his name. It's not on the tip of my tongue. I can visualize it. Don't Look Up. It's on Netflix. It's DiCaprio's in it. Yeah, so that's in the movie about mining an asteroid in the movie, but they're actually doing it in August. And Demolition Man. It's a movie. I don't have that anywhere. I came ill prepared. Demolition Man. The movie had a lot of future commentaries, things like that. Just kind of channel the vibrations. I would take it wherever you want. Also did the Fifth Dimensional Radio. It's not really a radio, but it might be one day. So I finally figured out how I'm going to go about that. Yeah, we'll go into that real quick. If I know what I'm doing here. And I'm tired. It's avatar.com. Our private sessions, we have the schedule here. We have the shop. I'm on the 24th here. Same situation here. We have the webinar sign up. We have social network up behind the scenes and the radio show. So my plan is to get rid of Blog Talk, but have it a different way. So I have the website where you can go to that website and be invited here. But I'll have the camera no camera, so I'll turn my camera off too. It'll just be like this. So it'll be like that. It'll be something like this. And I'll invite people, and I'm just there to hear you. So it's like kind of like a radio type of situation there. You don't need to see everybody. A lot of people don't want to be seen. And you can have your camera off as long as I can hear you. That's all that matters. So I'll send the link from this thing here. I might put it in the chat possibly. I'm going to put on the website first, see where that goes. I'll send out emails. So you can join the email list. I'll go out. That's specific for this. I'm still figuring this all out. So we'll just have to see. I might do it Monday. We'll see. I'm not going to do it today. I'm too tired. One thing I can bring in a being, if I'm worn out, I can bring in a being, make up for it. So it's but with the radio show, I have to have some energy going on. So we'll see. We'll see if we get any takers. It takes time to get used to all this. So the website, I'll have a link right to here. An email link, or just figure it out. And then I might put in the chat once I get used to all this. So I think it's the best way, because calling on your phone they just make that too hard. It's not worth it. So this is easier. So okay. Oh yeah. So that's the plan. So yeah, if you have something to say, you hear your voice, you come here. I also have guests on here and there. Whenever I get around to it, we have enough energy to figure that out. So this is Psyche. This is a NASA site. So this is about the mission in August. So they're going to be mining asteroids. Without going into too much detail here. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. Demolition Man is as comical as this movie was. It had a lot of stuff about the future. It's just about video phones, all kinds of just social commentary on us. And this is done in 1996, I think. So it just had a lot of things that predicted that were actually accurate. It might have been a goofy movie, but overall, it has some. It's give an idea of what was to come for us. Of course, in that movie, half of California is in the ocean. I think that didn't happen. And they created that perfect society. Well, that's the thing. They created a perfect society. That's one of the reasons why I want to go into this. I forget who the good guy is on this. The bad guy. He doesn't really. They create a kind of like a utopian reality, similar to Brave New World. But I believe a lot of alien worlds are like that, where you have all these rules, no cussing, and it's kind of a perfect society, sort of, but it's under control. That's what I believe. A lot of these, even some of these aliens that are here to help us, are from those type of realities. So they might have it better than us in a lot of ways, but they're still under some kind of control. Depends on the world, of course. You can go on and on with that. So it's no surprise there. Okay, all right, we're going to UFO disclosure energies, the red pill, and see where we get with that. So, anything else? No, that's about it. So, all right, blessings. Greetings. We are the Palladians. Yes, of course, there are many of us that are connected to your society. We can't really show our appearance. We do work behind the scenes, but many of you incarnated here to help humanity as a ground crew. And yes, it's becoming more difficult to a certain degree, but more of your downloads, understanding of your connections, basically your alien connections, can also begin to start to open up on certain levels. They can't open up completely because you still have a mission here. So it's basically when you go into Asteroids, you connect to our vibrations to receive more of what you're here to do. And yes, it might not be that exciting. You just lay low, and keep your energies high. It's almost like you're on stakeout. Eventually, that become more clear to you. As many of you are kind of like on that type of mission. You're just here to just be here. You might not know why, but you're in the right place, no doubt about it. It just when you're on some types of energy stakeout, you're there for a while. You're here to make sure that yes, there isn't a dystopian society that comes into your world, even if you don't believe it. You're literally here to keep the world from getting worse. Yes, it's trying to get worse, but because your vibrations are here, you're actually doing a great deal to stop it. So something to think about. In your incarnations, you're wondering is like, who am I? What am I here to do? And what is your point of view? How would you see the world? How you see it as a more peaceful reality where you're bringing that energy here, that paradise realm. And of course, many reject it. Of course, you want it to a society where it makes a little bit more sense than it does now. Of course, this Earth does fight you on many occasions, as you can see. That's what it's kind of designed for. So there's other beings here, so we'll go. Yes, so blessings. Greetings. We are the consciousness of Jupiter And we are the consciousness of the spirit realm. We are many things. Your asteroid, your NASA publicly going to mine it for, yes, minerals, yes, for wealth, for scientific purposes, but mostly for financial means. Some of your wealth is being depleted here on your planet, such as gold. It's been kind of all used up. Kind of. So you're putting out a new vibration for it to be. You're finding new places to mine new minerals. Now, this has been going on for some time, but hasn't made public, because this is going to be a new industry eventually. Mining asteroids. That's going to be a whole. Companies are actually going to be doing this. NASA is starting. I don't believe other companies are doing that now, but they're thinking about it. They are talking about it. Obviously, connected to different secret space programs. Of course, there are already other civilizations there, of course. But in your physical reality, it is a different story. Yeah, some of you connected to a secret space program. You get a little ahead of yourselves here. The physical realm is nowhere near that place. Of course, you might see the fourth and fifth dimensions, and those are accurate places to a certain degree. Some say that's not real, but this is real. But others say differently. Yes, it's a little bit of a confusion there. So it's all realities exist. Doesn't mean that you're at that reality of others. So that's the difficulty. Well, some have not experienced every reality. So you wonder, like, you sit down, it's like, what have I not experienced? And you find that others have experienced pocket realities. Well, it's a lot more intriguing what you've been to. It's almost having like a new car, and you're just sitting with this old car. There are realities that some of you just, even in spirit, did not know existed. And that's where your secret space program realities are coming through. Of course, there's other, they don't always call it secret space, just many just like to call it that. But alien realities, some of you are of a royalty. Technically, everybody's a royalty to a certain extent. But there are royalty races that do fight among each other. You're seeing that now in your secret space conversations. You have several royalty races that they just don't like each other. And they're fighting it out here in the physical. You can say some of them got kicked out of those realms. Some, not all. Meaning they're not welcome. They're literally not welcome there anymore. And so they're trying to fight to get back somewhere. Well, some of them have experienced all they need to experience there. And some of those experiences are some of the best experiences they ever had, even if it was of a war lifetime, wherever it might be. So there are pocket realities that are sometimes you have to have a certain type of energy to even incarnate to some of these places, to be a certain type of being. You can say like someone like a Bill Gates found, we wouldn't say got lucky, but in some ways did, depending on how you look at it. Found a way in to be a person like that. Of course, he had to give away a lot of his power. It's funny, somebody that's so wealthy in the long run has nothing. That's not for everyone that's like in those positions of wealth, but in that case, yes, you have so-called everything, but really there's nothing there. On a soul level, there's nothing. Now, he might disagree, of course, but obviously you believe whatever you wish to believe. Well, yes, your belief systems, it shows what reality you come from. Obviously, it's difficult to connect to the origins of where you come from. You come from, billions and billions of different places, all of you. And to track all of that is a little difficult. Well, that's what you're going to do eventually. You're kind of doing it now, but not deeply. Yes, you're Syrian, you're Pleiadian incarnations. Yes, that's a part of it, but there's so much more. As some of you are piecing together. So, I have all my lifetimes figured out. Think again. Remember, you're in a physical reality. There's only so much you can remember here. There's also much more that some might just not want to experience. Remember, some are a little bit more difficult. Yes, I was going into too much details on that. Greetings. We are the Zeta Grays. Blessings. We are from the future. We are connected to your reality, of course. Usually through war. We don't always care for the human experience. Of course, our experience isn't exactly perfect. Well, that's the thing about Zeta realities. We feel like we have it all figured out. But some humans are like that too. The Demolition Man realities. There are beings that bring this knowledge here to actually create a better future for you. It doesn't have to be a controlled reality, but it is to link you up to like a tablet and the computerized phones and things of that kind. Is to, when it's in fiction, it's already in the mind. So it's in the mind, like as a imagination of the future. Going into fiction helps us build that timeline. And when others are doing it, because Star Trek was just there to build timelines. The old Star Trek, the newer Star Treks, it's all building. Science fiction does everything in fiction is a build on the future. But then there are times of, some want to build you backwards. Especially when they talk about Roman societies. That's a little bit more tricky. Put you back in the 1970s. Some are doing that. Your presidential situation is kind of like going back to the 1970s, especially when they mention like someone like Jimmy Carter. That shows you when they mention Jimmy Carter and you see some of that vibrations out. We're just putting this out there for you. You can take it wherever you want. It shows that you are kind of going back in time to a certain degree. Not fully, but it's actually there to slow things down. But that doesn't mean it's for a positive. You want to move into the future and allow this negativity to release. But if they put you in the past, that's where negativity is at strongest. So where they can stay cloaked. So those are controllers of your reality. And yes, most of them are wizard type of beings. There's all different types of beings. But it's to keep you from knowing about your higher dimensional selves. Well, because there's lessons to be learned here. Yes, many have difficulty with that one. The astral realm is learning from this world. Other planets are learning from this world. Yes, it's not just this world's going through a lot of difficulties. Other planets are also. Other worlds are not quite ready to evolve. Even if some of you are here to evolve, that's why you get stopped. That's why you get psychically attacked. It's like, I can see a utopian future. I bring that vibration here. Then you get energy attacked, and you can figure out your matrix reality. And some of you are getting somewhere, but then you get attacked by it because you're going beyond your contract. Your contract is here to figure things out, but once you're figuring things out, you figure out more and more and more of how your reality works, and then you get attacked mentally. That's why some just say, to hell with it. I'm just going to go and have kids or something. Even shut down. They might be spiritually aware, but they're not going deep because of what goes into it. Once you scan that energy, some of you can go quite deep within the Earth's vibration and feel headaches and feel like your body's not working properly. Is because you're figuring out how this world was put together. How history, is not what it claims to be. History is built in a way where it creates your modern reality. So it's like a characteristic how your controllers of your current reality, how they want you to be. That's what they teach you in school. That's why they teach in school is a certain way of thinking because that's how they want to frame your reality, your characteristics. That's how they want you to be. And free thinking is not one of those things. It's just an astral contract with the planet. Once again, you are helping other worlds. Through all this world, what's going through, it is assisting other planets. It's just you don't know what those planets are. One of them is Jupiter. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, it's not always making itself clear. Doesn't mean that your world can go. It can actually advance itself. Obviously, I choose not to. So you have to see your disclosure. Your Pentagon is keeping a lot secret. Of course, there's a lot of secret bases and all that. They know all about the alien vibrations. They go through all the files and everything. They know too much. They know too much, and it almost makes them ill. Yes, think about those that have all this information and they don't disclose it. And it can make them feel kind of ill themselves. Now, this is information they're literally given, or they see it. Most of it, the alien knowledge here through your military, is mostly just documented. It's the open secret, as you know. It's just they're not allowed to say anything. So some of you are astrally opening up the earth and getting attacked. But those that have seen evidence of alien energies here and can't see a damn thing. So you're not the only one going through difficulties. Especially when livelihoods and all that are connected. Why aren't you having any disclosures? Well, because it's kept an eye on more than anything ever. It's just a whole nother society to keep it hidden. Let's put it that way. It's not a hot topic to be brought into your reality, not yet. It's worked on, yes. There are alien projects. Of course, aliens interfere with humans all the time, especially with the military. See, alien beings, they can connect to the military without a problem. At least your black ops, your shadow part. Yes, easily. Because they're allowed to. That's all they're allowed to do. Of course, what they're doing isn't always positive. It's not exactly a world. It might be for some, let's say, maybe overrated with the alien connections. It's not as glamorous as it sounds. Well, at least in their experience, some are illuminated spiritually, especially connected to Palladian beings, even tall white beings. They feel like they really touched a milestone of themselves, and then they can't remember it because their minds were just erased. To a certain degree, they have some knowledge of it, but then others see aliens as a terror. Of course, humans aren't helping that. So you have terror humans and terror aliens that are kind of fighting among each other. Yeah, a lot of aliens don't like humans, and a lot of humans don't like aliens from your planet. So it's a little bit of tug of war. It's not necessarily a war. It's just they just don't like each other. Agendas. Some grays have taken advantage of humans with hybrid programs. But of course, a lot of aliens have been taking advantage also here, as some of you can probably tap into. So it's just a lot of, disinformation within the alien groups. And yes, there are some here in your spiritual groups that just don't believe it, they don't want it, they don't want anything. Well, because their reality is giving them enough as it is. It's comfort. And comfort sometimes has no alien there. It might have some. I don't know how they want to see it. But there are many secret space program realities. There's billions of different realities here. Choose one. Actually, trillions. Not every alien being can pick up on everything that's here. Yes, many of you come from matrix realities, where it is a computerized realm. Some of you come from realities when Earth isn't even real. It's all a projection, and you can find those projections. Even some of the buildings you can find that are projecting it. You're just basically on a giant-sized soundstage. Not everybody's on those realities, but some are. Yes, the flat Earth vibrations are definitely very real. Some of those are alien implants to mess with people, but there are flat Earth worlds for sure. And some of those flat Earth worlds are a little bit more positive, more governed, just better. overall. A lot of them don't have the problems of your planet. They don't have any rules, but everyone's quite decent overall. You don't have beings trying to control everything. Of course, there are other versions of your planet where it's a paradise, where it is, and some would say heaven. But then when you start to look at it, it's not the heaven that you think it is. Well, there's a lot of restrictions there. But there are very, of course, extremely positive worlds that many of you come from and bring those energies here. Some of you have been plants in your previous lifetimes and you bring that energy, especially flower people. They just want to connect to higher vibrations. Just here's some flower energies. I'm going to go procreate and have all the kids I can have. Those are fun. But as a Zeta energy, Zetas aren't known to have children usually. Usually they're being like bookworms, computer worms, or just, I mean, those are people. But they're just not known to have a lot of interaction because they have work to do. Like you could be a construction worker here with a computer or some kind of energy work where it's hard to be around others. It's like the Zeta in you is keeping you single. But you know why? So you can keep your mind focused on what you're here to do. So, blessings.